Hello, everyone, and welcome to Yoga with Agnes. I am Agnes Goodwine, and thank you for being here with me. For today's practice, we're doing a yin yoga sequence for overall health. And so for today, we'll have a few poses that maybe at some point might be uncomfortable for you. And so as long as you feel a nice overall stretch, that's the goal. Anytime you feel uncomfortable with the pose, always come out. You can always take a child's pose and then meet us at the next pose, okay? So for today's practice, you'll need 2 blocks. And so we're going to do our first pose, which is a fish pose. And so with the first block, you're going to use for your head, and the next block you'll use to place on your upper back. Okay, so come on to the mat, straighten out your legs, and then slowly roll down to place that block in the medium setting on the shoulder blades. Okay, and then the other block at its highest, right at the base of the head. You really should feel your chest really opening here. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable, but you should definitely feel a deep stretch in your back. And just taking a time to settle down in the pose. The legs could be straight and together, or you can place your leg a little wider than the hips. Arms are by your side, palms face up. Just taking a moment here to settle down in our first yin pose. You really should feel your chest really opening here. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable, but you should definitely feel a deep stretch in your back, allowing the body to get used to the position, right? And if you sit with your shoulders and your back rounded, you're definitely going to feel this pose here, allowing the chest and the shoulders to open up. And just take a deep breath in through the nose, soft sigh out of the mouth. One more time, inhale through the nose, soft sigh out of the mouth. Let go. And taking a few breaths in through the nose and out the mouth a few times. Long, soft breaths. And with each exhale, just allow the body, the chest, the upper back to relax. Allowing the block underneath your shoulder blades to massage the muscles, the fascia. Giving some room for the lungs to breathe here. Making space. We're going to start a body scan. So bringing your attention to the crown of the head. With your mind's eye. And slowly, with your mind's eye, come into the space in between the eyebrows. And softening this space. Softening the eyes. Softening the cheeks. Softening the nose and the lips. Softening the chin and the jaw. Allowing the sensation of breath and relaxation to go towards your shoulders. Softening the chest. Softening the arms and the hands and the fingers. Softening the belly and the hips. Continuing this wave of relaxation all the way down to your legs, ankles, feet and toes. The entire body just feeling soft, light. And at this time, I invite you to breathe into the count of 4 and exhale out to the mouth to the count of 4. Few round of these breaths on your own. When you're done, just come back to your natural inhale and exhale. One more breaths here before we transition. And wherever you drifted to, slowly come back to your breath, to your space. And start bending one leg at a time, bringing the soles of the feet on the mat. Lifting the head first, and then coming into a seated position. And then from here, we're just going to take a few seated cat-cows just to stretch the back. So inhale, expand the chest. The neck is long. Gaze could be towards the ceiling. And exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, expand the chest, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, start rounding the back, chin to chest. And just continuing this movement in the inhale as you expand. And exhale as you contract. Two more rounds. Okay, from here, we're just going to take a seated twist. Let me turn around for you. You can place the blocks on the side. And from here, let's just take a deep inhale, gaze up. And then an exhale, we're going to twist towards the right, placing the right hand on our back, and the left hand could be on your right knee. Just take 2 breaths here, really twisting from the hips here. Inhale, come to center, arms rise. Exhale, twist, placing the right hand on your left knee. Taking 2 breaths here. And slowly bring it back to center. Our next pose, we're going to need our 2 blocks again. We're going to take a caterpillar forward fold pose. So for this one, you're going to bring the soles of your feet together. And then you're going to place 2 blocks. We don't want to have our body to go all the way down to your feet. We're just actually hinging forward with the hips. Probably going to have to adjust as needed. Some people are here. The arms are on your side, resting on each leg. Some people, the top block could be at the medium setting, and then you can come lower. But I really don't want you to round your back, okay? I want you to hinge forward and then relaxing into the pose. We'll be here for about 3 minutes. Really feeling that stretch in the lower back, hips, and inner thighs. Just using our breath to find stillness. If your mind wanders, that's okay. Just come back to the breath. You can start counting the breath in the inhale and exhale. And more breaths here before we transition to our next pose. Slowly, we're going to lift the head first, and then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, lengthening the spine, perhaps taking a few shoulder circles here. And replacing the blocks on the side. And from here, let's take seated windshield wipers. So bending the knees, hands are on your side, and just rock the knees from side to side. Whatever organic movement your body calls to do here. So for our next pose, on our backs, we're going to take a supported bridge using one block at its lowest. Knees are bent a little bit wider than the hips, just to find some room here. And send your hips high towards the ceiling, placing that block under your sacrum bone. And for this pose, I challenge you, you can either have it at the lowest setting or medium. So we're here to find our edge, right? So I think I'm going to do the highest setting here. Not the highest, the medium setting for myself. Settling into this pose. Knees are bent. Arms are on your side, palms face up. Neck is nice and long, yet relaxed. Shoulders are down, away from the ears. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. One more time, inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Just find your natural rhythm of your breath here. Not forcing the breath. Just long and soft. Inhales and exhales. Allowing the body to rest and digest. We're here for 2 minutes. Using the breath to really relax into the pose. Your mind wanders, perhaps with your mind's eye, noticing the coldness, the coolness of the breath as it enters your nostrils. Then noticing the warmth of the air as it exits your nostrils. 10 more breaths here. Wherever you drifted to, slowly come back to your breath, to your space. And slowly, one leg at a time, bringing the feet a little closer to you. Plant down the feet on the mat. Send the hips high and remove the block from under you, setting the block on the side. Bring in the knees to chest and just rock. And just rock from side to side. Just gentle movements, massaging the lower spine. And then from here, leave the knees where they are. Expand the arms out like wings. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, drop both knees towards the right side for a supine twist. Scanning the body again and making sure that the neck is nice and long. Shoulders are away from the ears. And really focusing the stretch on your left side. Your left hip area and your lower back. Sometimes you can even feel the stretch on your left shoulder if your shoulders are really tight. Five more breaths here. Inhale, bring both knees to center. And in an exhale, you're going to drop both knees towards the left side this time. And if your knees, forgot to mention this before, if your knees doesn't touch the ground, you can actually use a blanket and place it under your knee. Okay. We usually do that for restorative yoga, but because we're doing yin yoga, we want to find a deeper stretch here, but I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. So this is your practice. So whenever you're uncomfortable, you can always, get out of the pose. and then come back to it. 5 more deep breaths here. Inhale, bring the knees back to center, plant the feet down, and straighten out the legs. And just rock the body from side to side, shake it out. And for our last pose, we're going to get ready for our Savasana, our resting pose. So feel free to grab a blanket or a bolster to place under your knees. Finding your own lovable, beautiful resting pose where you can be still for the next 5 minutes. So just allowing the body to totally relax. The arms are on your side, palms facing up. Let's just do a body scan again, starting from the crown of the head with your mind's eye. Take a deep breath here. Exhale out the mouth. Let go. Just like a few breaths in through the nose and out the mouth. And with your mind's eye, come to the space between the eyebrows and allow the space to soften. Softening the cheeks, the nose, the lips. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the neck. Tucking the chin just a little bit towards the chest. Not too much. Allowing the shoulders to melt down towards the earth. Allowing the arms to soften. Allowing the chest, upper torso to just soften and relax. Relaxing the hips, the legs, the ankles, the feet and toes. Feeling totally relaxed here. At this time, I would like for you to visualize this green wheel, this beautiful green wheel of light hovering over your heart space. Not moving too fast or too slow, but just hovering perfectly over your heart. And with your mind's eye, visualizing this lovely green light just take a deep breath in through the nose. Soft sigh out of the mouth. Allowing this time for this green light that represents our heart chakra. our love space, the space where the divine and our soul meets. And as you visualize this green light, feeling a sense of love and peace, and this green light hovering over your heart space, shining over your skin, your muscles, your tendons, hovering over your organs. Feeling a sense of peace, warmth, and allowing this beautiful green light to radiate all over your body, all over your cells, from the crown of the head all the way down to your toes. Just letting go with no judgment. Just continue to cultivate this feeling of peace, love, and safety. Where you drifted to, slowly come back to your breath. Come back to your space. And slowly start wiggling your toes and your fingers. Just gentle movements here. Perhaps rocking the head from side to side. Take it a deep inhale, raising the arms overhead for a nice overall body stretch, circling out the ankles and the wrist in both directions. And in an exhale, coming into fetal pose on your left side. Resting your head on your left arm. And just taking a few breaths here in fetal pose. to reflect on your practice today. Just to notice how you feel now compared to before class. Giving yourself some grace for showing up for yourself today. When you're ready, meet me in a seated position. Legs are crossed. Closing the eyes, rooting down with the sit bones. Spine is nice and long. Hands are on your knees. And let's take another inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And bringing the hands in Anjali Mudra in prayer hands in front of your heart center. Thank you so much for taking another class with me. Hope to see you soon. Namaste.